Kenapa macam tak sharp? Okay. Sharp lah. Tadi nampak macam tak sharp. Good afternoon everyone. How are you guys doing? Good? Tengok video ni je. Video apa? Oh. Good afternoon. Hi everyone. Hi. Oh saya tak pernah bagi tahu untuk yang kelas baru, saya lupa. Good afternoon everyone. Hi. Ramainya. Dah masuk dah? Berapa orang? Oh ramai dah. 45 dah. Hai. Assalamualaikum. Ya Allah, insaf sekejap. Assalamualaikum. Waalaikumsalam. Insaf sekejap aku. Waalaikumsalam Duk hi. Oh hi again. Hi. Siapa yang first tu spam ke? Ngeri pula ke? Kadang-kadang dapat spam. Okay, so semua orang boleh dengar ke? Is it okay? Is it loud and clear or is it not too clear? Test mic dulu. Sabar je. Clear? Good. Oh, mak jatuh aku sakit. Loud and clear. Oh, scary dengan loud and clear. Okay, so today, before we start, so do make sure to key in your attendance for today. So this is lecture 3 out of 4. So we are going to start with absolute values. And then I'm gonna do another lecture on absolute values, which is on this coming Sunday. And then next week on Tuesday, we are going to start with a new chapter, chapter 3. Okay, so now it's 12:04. So let me wait until 12:05. And then we can start with lecture 3, absolute values. Oh, no wonder hari tu tak ramai. Diorang tak perasan kot. Lecture ni live. Saya rasa macam saya dah remind. Tapi tak apalah. "12:05. Okay. So it's time for us to start. Okay, so this is the second chapter, equation, inequalities and absolute values. So we have done equations and inequalities. So now let us start with subtopic 2.3, absolute values. Okay, so at the end of the lesson, you should be able to use the properties of absolute values. So we do have a few properties of absolute values, and then you should be able to solve absolute values of the form. So we have absolute value of ax plus b equal to c, absolute value for ax plus b equal to cx plus d, absolute value of ax plus b equal to absolute value of cx plus d, and then absolute value for a quadratic function ax squared plus bx plus c equal to some constant d. So for 1 that is a constant, for 2 that is a linear function, for 3 that mean one absolute value and equal to another absolute value. So we have 2 absolute value. And then for number 4, we have one quadratic function equal to a constant. And then C, we have to solve absolute inequalities of the form. So we have absolute value for ax plus b greater than cx plus d. Okay, so let us proceed straight away with the properties. Okay, so now definition of absolute value. On the real number line, the distance of a number x from the origin is called absolute value of x and is denoted by those bar, or normally call them as modulus, so modulus of x. Okay, so for example, the modulus of 6 is equal to 6 and the modulus of negative 6 is equal to 6. So this is because both 6 and negative 6 are 6 unit from 0. So you can see from below here. So we have 0. So this is our origin. So 0, this is your origin. So if we are talking about the distance, so absolute value is the distance from 0. So absolute value of 6, that means the distance of 6 from 0. So this is 6 unit. And then absolute value of negative 6 simply means that the distance from 0 to negative 6. So this distance is also equal to 6. Okay, now. Right, so now aside from its geometrical interpretation, the absolute value of A can be defined as, so this is what we normally use. So absolute value of A is equal to A if A is greater than or equal to 0, negative A if A is less than 0. So A greater than or equal to 0, that means absolute value of some number, we can have a positive number, A greater than or equal to 0, negative A if A is less than 0. If A is negative, you should times with negative in order to change it to positive. Tapi ini definition je. Biasanya kita akan guna nanti masa kita buat limit. So nanti limit baru kita akan guna definition ni lah. Okay, so we found that if A is positive or 0, then the square root of A square is equal to A. If A is negative, however, we must write down the square root of A square equal to negative A. For example, the square root of negative 2 square is equal to the negative of negative 2, which is simply equal to 2. And again, I should remind you, this one, we're going to use them in chapter 8, the limits and continuity. So basically for today, we are not going to use this definition yet. Tapi it's good to know something new. Okay, so now for any real number A, so the square root of A square is equal to the modulus of A. So for example, the square root of 7 square is equal to modulus of 7, which is simply 7. And the square root of negative 7 square is simply equal to the modulus of negative 7, which is simply equal to 7. Okay, so now let us start with the properties of absolute value. So the first property is absolute value of any number that should be greater than or equal to A. So kalau kata kita ganti nilai dalam absolute value, nombor tu mesti sentiasa positif lah nanti bila kita buka. Okay, so for example, absolute value of 3, which is equal to 3, so that is actually greater than 0. Absolute value of 0 is exactly equal to 0. So that is why we can say it should be greater than or equal to 0. Absolute value of negative 3 is also equal to positive 3 and it will be greater than 0. Okay, the second one, absolute value for a positive number is equal to the absolute value of the negative number for that. So we can see some example over here. If let's say we have 5, so 5 is actually equal, the modulus of 5 is also equal to the modulus of negative 5 and this is simply equal to 5. So jarak kosong sampai negatif 5, kosong sampai 5, jarak dia sama lah, 5. And then another one is that if you have A plus B, the modulus of A plus B, that is equal to the modulus of B plus A. So that means if let's say you have negative 2 plus 6, that is also equal to 6 plus with negative 2. So that is the modulus of 4, which is simply equal to 4. And then if let's say you have a minus, so A minus B, so that is actually equal to the modulus of B minus A sebab nanti duduk dalam modulus, kalau nombor yang negatif pun akan jadi positif kan. So that is why we can easily say that the modulus of A minus B is equal to the modulus of B minus A. Okay, so for example, the modulus of 10 minus 3 is simply equal to the modulus of 7 and that is equal to 7, or 3 minus 10 inside a modulus. So that is equal to the modulus of negative 7, which is simply equal to 7. Ini properties je, apa pun. Okay. teacher. Okay, so now continue. If we have the modulus of A times B, then we can easily separate the modulus into the modulus of A times with modulus of B. For example, the modulus of negative 3 times 6, so that is equal to the modulus of negative 18, which is simply equal to 18. Or you can say the modulus of negative 3 times with the modulus of 6, so 3 times 6, which is simply equal to 18. And then if you have a division, that will be similar cases. So the modulus of A over B is equal to the modulus of A over modulus of B. But of course, your denominator should not be equal to 0. So ini teori saja, properties. Okay, so for example, the modulus of 12 over negative 3. So that will be equal to 4. Same thing if you do modulus of 12 first over the modulus of negative 3. Okay, so now equation of absolute value. So our question are mostly in this kind of form. Either we have equations or we have inequalities of absolute values. Okay, so now the modulus of x is equal to A. So that means x is equal to A or x is equal to negative A. Sebab dia kata jarak saja kan sama dengan nilai. So we can say that either on the right hand side or on the left hand side. Or you can do it like this. So draw one number line. So this is 0. If let's say we have the magnitude, the modulus of x is equal to A, that means this distance should be A and this distance should be A as well. So this is your x and this is your x. So ini x, ini pun x juga lah. However, when we read our number line, if we are going to the right hand side, the value should be positive. So that is why you have x equal to A. If you are going to the left hand side, the value should be negative. So that is why you have x equal to negative A. So bila kita buka simbol modulus, kita akan satu positif, satu lagi negatif. Sekali ulang, buka je simbol modulus, one will be positive, one will be negative. Okay, so now to solve problems such as the modulus of ax plus b equal to c, then we can use two methods. So you can either use the basic definition or another one is that you can use squaring both sides. So either one, you can use basic definition. Basic definition that mean these two. So those are the basic definition. So this is basic definition. That means we're gonna open the modulus sign. So one of them will be positive, another one will be negative. Squaring both sides, that means you simply put them inside a bracket and a square on left hand side, right hand side, and then we're gonna expand them and then solve to get the value of x. So that is squaring both sides. Okay, so now we have example 1, solve the following equation. So let me do perhaps around 2 for you and then I let you do C, D, and then perhaps E, I'll show it for you. F, you can do that. Okay, so let me show you how to do A first. So A is the easiest one. So the modulus of x is equal to 4. So we're gonna open the modulus sign. So if you draw your number line, this is 0. So the distance should be 4. So this one should be 4 unit. So positive 4 then. 4 unit, negative 4. So that means either x equal to 4 or x equal to negative 4. This is the basic definition. Open it. X equal to 4 or x equal to negative 4. So that is basic definition. Second, you are using squaring both sides. So you use squaring both sides. So we start with the modulus of x equal to 4 and then simply write down some bracket with a square equal to 4 with a square. Okay, so now get rid of the modulus sign. So we simply have x squared equal to 16. So it simply means that x must be equal to plus or minus 4. So normally for me, I prefer to use basic definition. Normally for me, I use basic definition unless I have one absolute value on the left hand side and another absolute value on the right hand side. So if I have two modulus, then I use squaring both sides. Otherwise, I normally use basic definition. So let me write them down for you. So this one, if I have two modulus, normally I'll use squaring both sides. But if I only have one modulus, normally I use basic definition. You can actually use both, but I prefer to have those kind of scheme work. Macam saya lebih suka cara tu lah sebab saya rasa macam mudah bila saya nak kira. Sebab square sometimes nombor dia besar, nanti saya nak factorize payah sikit. So for me, if I only have one modulus, I prefer basic definition. If I have two modulus, I prefer to use squaring both sides. Yifang asks, do we need to draw out the number line? Number line tu wajib tulis dot. But normally, those number line can help you a lot. Because after this, we're going to have inequalities, right? So if you don't have your number line, sometimes you didn't know, do we need to write down less than, greater than, or greater than equal, or something in between. So biasanya number line tu akan membantu kita bila kita buat working step kita. Boleh ke? Kalau setakat sama dengan ni tak apa, sama dengan okey, senang saja kalau sama dengan. Tapi bila kita dah masuk inequalities nanti, dia akan kena tengok region kan. So bila kita tengok region, better untuk kita faham number line kita. So dari awal kalau kita start buat number line, mudah sikit lah. Menjawab tak soalan tu? Boleh lah. Tak apa, nanti kalau tak faham lagi, tanya Okay, so now absolute value of x plus 8 is equal to, so again, I only have one modulus. So I prefer to use the basic definition. Okay, so let us solve then. So this is 0. So on the right hand side, I have 2. So that means this is 2 unit or negative 2. So we will have x plus 8 equal to negative 2, or we can have x plus 8 equal to 2. And then you're going to solve to get x as your answer. So x is equal to negative 10. X is equal to negative 6. Oh, habis dia conteng atas saya punya kertas. So begitulah. Okay, so siap B. So now, your turn. Okay, so I'll give you a few minutes to do C. Wait. Okay, so C, I'll give you around 2 minutes to do C. Squaring both side ni biasanya kalau ada modulus dua-dua mudah sikit lah. Kalau tak nampak tu, dia ada kuadratik, dia jadi payah sikit lah. Kalau payah sangat, payah sikit. Okay, so now C. Okay, so please do C. I'll give you 2 minutes starting from now. Dah ada yang dapat jawapan lah. Sekejap kita tunggu kawan-kawan lain sekejap. Ada lagi 20 saat lagi, 25 saat lagi. Kita bagi masa orang lain cuba juga. Oh, dia cakap ya betul tu maksudnya. Oh, mula-mula saya ingat spam tau. Nasib baik saya tak delete lagi komen ni. Apa? Inventor ni. Saya ingat spam. Terkejut saya. Habis masa. Okay, so now let us check. Okay, so now open using the basic definition. One will become a plus, one will become a minus. Okay, so this is 0. So the positive one will be 2x plus 9. Negative will be the negative of 2x plus 9. Okay, so separate them into 2. So 5x plus 3 equal to 2x plus 9, or 5x plus 3 is equal to the negative of 2x plus 9. Okay, so now for sure on the right hand side, this one you should expand them. Tak nampak lah merah ni. Sekejap tukar. Okay, so now here, please expand them. We're going to expand them and then simplify. Okay, so now on the left hand side, we have 3x equal to 6. So that means x must be equal to 2. And then on the right hand side, we have 7x equal to negative 12. So that means x must be equal to negative 12 over 7. Ah, betul lah. Wah, ramai betul. Hebat. Okay, done. Siap. C. D now. Okay, D. So we have the modulus of 2x plus 6 is equal to the modulus of x minus 1. So for me, this one, I'm going to use square both side. So squaring both side, everything on the left hand side inside one bracket, and then we're going to square everything on one left, one right hand side, and then we're going to square. Okay, so now square both side. So we have 2x plus 6 square equal to x minus 1 square. And then expand left hand side and right hand side. Expand them very carefully. So we are going to get 4x square plus with 24x plus 36 equal to x square minus with 2x plus with 1. So it will become 3x squared plus 26x plus 35 equal to 0. So 3x plus 5, x plus 7 equal to 0. So this step you factorize them completely. Okay, so after you factorize completely, you can get the value of x. So x is either negative 5 over 3 or x is equal to negative 7. Tak nampak dah negative 5 tu. Nak padam balik ke? Tak apa kot, nampak kot. Boleh lah. Aci lah tu. Negative 5 over 3, x equal to negative 7. Okay, so done with this. I'll give you another one. So this is C. The modulus of x plus 2 over x minus 3 is equal to 2. So perhaps another 2 minutes for you. Two minutes starting from now. Pastikan buka dulu simbol tu. Kenapa saya ingat spam tau? Selalunya spam je yang cakap, yang tulis bahasa Inggeris kat situ. Dia selalu spam, dia akan start macam tu, hello. Kalau dia bagi salam, assalamualaikum tu maksudnya dia bukan lah. Sebab tu tadi saya kata macam spam. Sabar je lah. Serius lah, selalunya hanya spam dia akan start dengan bahasa Inggeris dulu. So, kadang-kadang dekat video saya tak ada komen. Nanti dia hi lah. Lepas tu dia cakap apa dia? Ada lah, dia cakap something. Lepas tu sampai saya report lah. Saya report spam. So lain kali tulis lah bahasa Melayu senang sikit nak faham. Bukanlah nak faham apa, faham kata student. Wah, dia dapat jawapan dah. Ramai dah tu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 orang dah dapat. Ada lagi orang lain? Lain. Kenapa tak dapat sama lah? Tak apa, kita check lah. Tengok dapat apa. Okay, so now what happened? So we are going to open the absolute value sign. So 0, 2, -2. So 1 is equal to 2, another one is equal to -2. Ramai juga bagi jawapan yang sama. So jom kita tengok. Okay, so now let us use the basic definition. Sebab nanti nak pakai square both side, dia leceh sikit untuk saya lah. Okay, so now x plus 1 over x minus 3 equal to 2, or x plus 1 over x minus 3 is equal to -2. So one positive, one negative. Okay, so now what happened? Okay, so you do have the equal sign, right? So if you have the equal sign, you can easily bring your denominator up. So boleh tarik yang atas lah. So we're going to get x plus 1 equal to 2 times with x minus 3. And then expand very carefully over here, 2 times x, 2 times -3. Expand them. So it will give you negative x equal to -7. So x is equal to 7. Betul dah, 1 tu dah betul. Okay, seterusnya. X plus 1 equal to -2 times with x minus 3. Again, you should open the absolute value sign. So -2 times x, -2 times with -3. So -2x plus 6. And then do make sure to have x as the subject. So we have 3x equal to 5. X will be equal to 5 over 3. So siapa yang dapat jawapan betul, boleh buat sini lah. Well done. Sebab COVID kan. Well done. Okay, so E done. Now let us proceed to F. Okay, so F, we have the modulus of x squared minus 6x plus 4 is equal to 4. So again, I'm going to give you around 2 minutes for you to solve them. Is it enough? 2 minutes? 3 lah, saya bagi 3 minit. Awak cuba solve. Masa anda bermula daripada sekarang. Okay, madam. Sorry, ni YouTube channel saya. Tak apa, nama YouTube saya pun macam pelik juga. Miss Wani. Wah, dia dah dapat dah. 0246. Sama. Senang je dia. Sama. Malas nak tengok banyak lah tu. Empat, dua, enam, kosong. Sama juga. Sama. 0246. Lama 3 minit. Ramai siap. 42 saat. 40 saat lagi. Kebetulan sama. Sama dengan Aisyah. 0624. Sama. Paling lah dia tulis sama dengan macam tu je. Simbol je. Oh. Sama. Ya ke sama? Sama-sama. Same ke sama-sama? Boleh lah. Okey, mari kita semak. Tapi saya rasa macam betul dah tu. Tapi tak apalah. Mana tahu ada kawan-kawan yang tak dapat jawapan kan. So nanti kita bagi tahulah macam mana nak buat. Okay, so now we have x square minus 6x plus 4 equal to 4. So we have 0. So 4 on the right hand side, negative 4 on the left hand side. So one is equal to negative 4, another one is equal to 4. So one positive, one negative. Okay, so x square minus 6x plus 4 equal to 4. X square minus 6x plus 4 equal to negative 4. So bring everything to the left hand side and then we're going to factorize them. So x square minus 6x equal to 0. So factorize, it will become x minus 6 equal to 0. So that means x equal to 0 or x equal to 6. So that is the answer on the left hand side. On the right hand side, we have x squared minus 6x. And then if I bring negative 4 to the left hand side, it will become negative, positive 8. And then factorize them. So x minus 4, x minus 2. And then find the value of x. So either x equal to 2 or x equal to 4. And then of course, we combine everything together. So it will become x equal to 0, 2, 4 or 6. Okay, so now let us proceed to absolute value inequalities. So habislah absolute value equations habis. So kita akan masuk dekat absolute value inequalities. Okay, so the modulus of x less than a is equivalent to x in between negative a and a. Okay, so imagine if you have 0 over there and then negative a is on the left hand side and a is on the right hand side. Okay, so do remember that absolute value, this is actually the distance from 0 to x, which is the distance should be less than a. So if we know that 0 until a is over here and we want the distance to be less than a. So kalau nak kurang daripada a, kena berada di dalam ni lah. Jarak daripada 0 sampai x kena kurang dari a. So kalau 0 sampai a adalah a unit, maksudnya nilai tu kena berada dalam ni lah. X tu kena berada di dalam ni. Okey, satu lagi 0 sampai negatif a. So x tu mesti kurang daripada a, maksudnya x tu berada di dalam ni. Supaya jarak dia sentiasa kurang daripada a. Okay, so we can actually combine them into one, which is x in between negative a and a. Another one is that if we have an absolute value but with equal sign over there, so it will become absolute value of x less than or equal to a is equivalent to x greater than or equal to negative a less than or equal to a. So again, we are talking about the distance from 0 to x and it should be less than or at least equal to a. So jarak daripada 0 sampai x kena kurang daripada a. So kalau jarak daripada 0 sampai a, ini jarak dia adalah a unit. So kalau awak nak kurang daripada A, maksudnya dia mesti berada di dalam ni. 0 sampai negatif A lagi sekali lah, jarak dia adalah A unit. So kita nak jarak yang kurang daripada A, so maksudnya dia kena berada di dalam ni. So X kita dekat situ lah. So we can actually combine them into one. So X in between negative A and A, including both the endpoint. Okay, so why including? Because over here we actually have the equal sign. Okay, so now absolute value of X greater than A is equivalent to X greater than A or X less than negative A. So let me draw one number line for you. Okay, so 0 from A, so this is A unit, right? Again, the absolute value is the distance of X from the origin. 0. So jarak X daripada origin tu. Okay, so kita nak jarak dia lebih besar daripada A. So kalau ini A, saya nak besar lagi pada A. So saya kena ke arah kanan lagi lah. So X saya akan duduk dekat sini. Apa-apa nilai X yang dekat sini, dia mesti lebih besar daripada nilai A. Okay, another one is that 0 until negative A. So this distance is also A unit. But I want the distance to be greater than A. So it shouldn't be inside here. So X kena duduk kat luar ni sikit lah. So bila X duduk kat sini, dia pergi sampai kosong, baru nilai dia lebih besar daripada A. So dia akan duduk kat sini. Okay, so that is why when we open them, we can see two separate interval. So it should be either X greater than A. So X greater than A is on the right hand side here. X greater than A or X less than negative A on the left hand side. So ini yang saya maksudkan, nanti saya takut awak tak nampak simbol dia apa. Sebab tu better kita lukis lah supaya kita senang sikit nak tengok kita nak ke kiri ke nak ke kanan. So if you are going to the right hand side, always greater than. If you are going to the left hand side, less than. Okay, so now another one. The modulus of X greater than or equal to A. So that is almost similar to what we have previously, except that we must have a dense circle or a field circle. Again, the distance should be greater than A. So we have 0. Oh, where's the mouse? Okay, here. So 0 until A, the distance is A unit. So I want the distance to be more than A. So the X will be on the right hand side here. So this is the region. And we are going to the right hand side. So this one should be X greater than or equal to A. Sebab kita ke arah kanan. Okay, so now this one, this is also A and I want the distance to be greater than A. So that means it should be on the left hand side of negative A. So I keep on going to the left hand side. So that means this one will be X less than or equal to negative A. Okay, so now let us go to the example. Before that, let us see the two methods in solving absolute value inequalities first. So the same thing actually from equation, you have two methods. You can use basic definition or you can use squaring both sides. But normally I will say squaring both sides, you only use them if you have absolute value on both sides of the equation or both sides of the inequalities. So kalau ada kiri dengan kanan tu, baru kita pakai both sides. Squaring both sides. Okay, so now solve the following inequalities. I think I will do A first and then you guys will do B. Okay, so let's start with A then. Okay, so we have the modulus of 2x plus 3 is less than 5. Okay, so we have 0. So now on the right hand side I have 5. So it should be either 5 or negative 5. So we want the distance to be less than. So 2x tambah 3 kena kurang daripada 5. So 0 sampai 5, 5 unit. Kurang dari 5 maksudnya nombor tu kena duduk kat sini lah. 2x tambah 3 tu kena duduk kat kawasan ni. Another one, 0 up until negative 5. This is also 5 unit. And I want the distance to be less than 5. So that means it should be somewhere inside here. Okay, so now you can actually combine everything into one. So that means 2x plus 3 should be in between negative 5 and 5. So dia panjang macam tu, kita boleh combine jadi satu lah. So negative 5, 2x plus 3 less than 5. And then making x as the subject, bring 3 to the left hand side and right hand side. So we have 2x plus 3 less than 5 and 2x plus 3 greater than negative 5. So kalau dia setakat nombor saja, awak nak solve terus pun boleh, tapi yang ni saya saja nak ajar lah macam mana nak buka dia kepada dua simbol inequality. Okay, so if let's say you do end up with one on the left, one right in the middle and one on the right hand side, what you can do to solve them is you can easily separate them. So one inequalities here and then another inequalities here. So one on the left hand side, one on the right hand side. However, the way we read this inequality is that 2x plus 3 should be greater than negative 5 and 2x plus 3 should be less than 5. So sebab tu masa kita buka inequality, kita mesti kena tambah perkataan and. That means we're going to solve the left hand side and then we're going to solve the right hand side. We're going to combine them together in one number line and we're going to find out what is the intersection. Sebab and tu tadi maksudnya dia kena satisfy kiri, satisfy kanan. Okay, so let me solve the left hand side first. So 2x is less than 2, x will be less than 1. So now on the right hand side, 2x is greater than negative 8, x will be greater than negative 4. So now do one number line, combine them together. Okay, so negative 4 on the left hand side, 1 on the right hand side. So 1 will go to the left hand side, negative 4 will go to the right hand side. Okay, so sekarang ni jangan confuse dengan rational. Kalau rational pun kita buat yang macam ni juga, tapi yang itu sebab kita baru nak cari nilai x. Yang ni kita nak dapatkan jawapan supaya dia satisfy kiri dengan kanan equation kita. Kiri dengan kanan inequalities kita tu. So kita nak solve. So kita nak cari kawasan intersection. So dapatlah kawasan intersection kat tengah-tengah tu. So the solution set is x such that x is in between negative 4 and 1. Okay, so now I repeat the step. Firstly, open the absolute value sign. So this step is when open the absolute value sign. So open absolute value sign. And then second, if you have something in between, do make sure to separate them into two inequalities. So we're gonna separate into two inequalities. And then we're gonna solve them. So we're gonna get the answer on the left hand side, answer on the right hand side. So do make sure to have answer on both left hand side and right hand side. Okay, so now once you have the answer on both left hand side and right hand side, so this is the fourth step where we're gonna find the intersection. Sorry, ini kena intersection lah. Intersect your answer. Because from here we are using and. So first step, open the absolute value sign. Madam, tak perlu tulis negative 4, 1. Sebab saya bagi dalam solution set. Kalau dia minta solution interval, awak boleh gunalah negative 4, 1 tu. Memanglah saya letak kat sini. Or negative 4, 1. So this is solution interval, this is solution set. Normally we have to refer to the question, whether the question want solution set or solution interval. Okay. Firstly, I repeat again. You open the absolute value sign. Firstly, open the absolute value sign. And then second, do make sure to separate into two inequalities. Solve the left hand side, solve the right hand side. And then we're gonna find out where does it intersect. Intersect. Okay, and then you can write down your answer either by using solution set or you can use solution interval. Okay, so now this is B. So that question is yours. So you can do that question. I'll give you 3 minutes will do, I think. So saya bagi masa 3 minit lah untuk jawab soalan ni. So the time start from now. Dah tukar account. Sabar je lah. Entah, sekejap lagi kita check. Dia sebenarnya tahu je tapi macam tak apa lah, kita bagilah peluang. Mencuba. Oh, habis dah masa. Tak apa, saya bagilah awak bombat bahagian chat tu. Tulis saya dulu. Saya tunggu. Okay. I don't think I see anyone else writing down. Oh, ada lagi. Okay. Oh, siap ada basis lagi. Okay. Saya rasa macam semua dapat jawapan yang sama je ni. Okay, so mari kita check dapat jawapan yang sama ke tak. Okay, so now if we draw our number line, so this is 0, on the right hand side that is 4, left hand side that is -4 because we have this number here. So less than 4, so somewhere here, -4 until 0, so this is also less than 4. Okay, so that simply means that x minus 1 will be in between -4 and 4. So x minus 1 in between -4 and 4. Of course, you can easily separate them into two inequalities and then solve them. So x minus 1 is less than or equal to 4 and x minus 1 is greater than or equal to -4. So x will be less than or equal to 5 and x will be greater than or equal to -5. -3. Okay, and then you do the number line, find out where does it overlap. So -3 on the left hand side, 5 on the right hand side. 1 will go to the right hand side, 1 will go to the left hand side. So that is for x less than or equal to 5. So that is the number line. Another one is x greater than or equal to -3. And simply find out where does it overlap. So it will overlap from -3 up until 5. Okay, correct everyone. So boleh buat sini ya. Tahniah. Tahniah semua orang. Absolute values. Okay, so I think that's it for this lecture. I don't think I have anything else. Rasa macam dah tak ada lah. Ada lagi Oh, ada lagi satu example. Okay, tak apa. The last one then. Okay, so the solution set. I love your chair. Sampah je lah chair aku yang dia suka. The solution set is x in between -3 and 5. So including -3, including 5. Okay, so now example 3, everyone stop looking at my chair. It won't help you. Okay, so now example 3, solve. Absolute value for 4x plus 1 is greater than 2x minus 5. So open the modulus sign, solve them, and then please let me know what is the answer. So for this one, I'm gonna give you around 4 minutes. Boleh lah. And now we're gonna compare our answer together. Madam, jom main game ke? Amboi. Tak ada. Apa itu game? Saya tak tahu game. Game tu apa? Salah. Patutnya kena eja sini. Gami. Tak erti game. Gami. What is game? Game. Apa tu game? Streamer Max. Sabar je lah. Apa tu? Dota sama macam data ke? Tak tahu. Shh. Apa ni? Tak tahu. Sabar je lah. I don't know why I asked them to do the question but they keep looking at my chat. Cikgu jangan pura-pura. Apa tu? PUBG. Tak tahu. Apa tu? PUBG, PUBG. Oh salah, dia kena PU bagi. PUBG jadi PU bagi. Kursi mahal ada. Murah second hand. Sabar je lah. Main betul-betul ke? Mana ada? Mobile Legends. Mobile Legends tu bukan Odis punya ke? Mana ada orang main lah. Ada lagi ke orang main? Jawab soalan lah. Ada 1 minit lagi ni. 1 minit 44 saat lagi. Sabar je lah. Madam main Max game je. Tu betul. Betul. Saya main game Max je. Saya main Code Breaker. Saya main apa lagi? Crack the Code. Asal semua pasal code lah. Sekejap. Code Breaker. Crack the Code. Scavenger Hunt. Domino. Bingo. Apa lagi lah? Saya main game Max. Candy Crush, tolong lah. Tu zaman kanak-kanak dulu. Zaman kanak-kanak riang. Aduh, Abang Irfan. Cuba bagi nama game yang menarik sikit. Ada dia bagi poker kat aku. Dah buat match. Betul. Ruben, betul. So, diorang buat match. Diorang ni tak habis-habis duk sebut pasal game. Mentang-mentang lah balik rumah. Macam medium. Memang kalau medium tu memang lain macam. Sebab saya bukan medium. Habis lah. Jawapan tak dapat lagi. Game pun berjaya kurang. Report open. Sabar je lah. Ni dah dapat jawapan ke belum ni? Oh, ada seorang dah dapat jawapan. Okey. Orang lain? Dapat tak? Cepat. Jawapan dia apa? Sama jawapan. Ya ke sama? X greater than 3 or X greater than -3 or X less than 2/3. Tak jumpa lagi jawapan. Tak ada lagi ni. I don't see any correct answer yet. The answer is almost correct but it's not exactly correct. Maksudnya kalau saya tanda saya akan bagi penalty sikit lah markah. O ke bukan N? Yes, dia O sebab dia lebih besar. Mesti tak buat number line. Okay, so dah 58 dah. Saya kan saya ralik pula. Let us open the absolute value sign first. Okay, so we have 0 and this is 2x minus 5. So we're going to have 2x minus 5. Another one is the negative of 2x minus 5. Okay, so greater than. So that means on the right hand side and on the left hand side. So that means when we open the absolute value sign. Oh, I see some correct number. Okay. So 4x plus 1 is greater than 2x minus 5, or 4x plus 1 is less than the negative of 2x minus 5. And then of course, you should make sure you have x as the subject for left hand side or right hand side. So on the left hand side, we're going to get x greater than -3. On the right hand side, we're going to have x less than 2/3. So just now we are talking about n, where we have to combine them and then find out where does it overlap. Not really combine, we want to find where does it intercept or overlap. So or simply means that we have to find out what is the union of these two answer. So kalau n kita akan cari kawasan overlap, kalau or kita akan cari union lah. So we're going to unite those two answer, do one number line for them. -3, 2/3, left, right. And then combine them together, that means simply everything below the line. So the correct answer is -infinity up until infinity, or we normally call them as the real number. So kalau awak bagi jawapan -infinity to infinity pun betul juga. So far saya nampak Nashita lah. So Nashita boleh buat macam ni lah. Yang lain, all the best next time. We still have some more question next week. Okay, so I think that's it for our lecture. So that is the second hour for this week. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye everyone. Have a nice day. If you have any more question, you can ask in our WhatsApp group. Bye. Saya nak jawab dulu. Apa? Macam nak tahu N ke O? Siapa namanya tadi? Avinash, can you send me hantar soalan tu dalam group WhatsApp lah. Bye bye.